there, my name is Farah and welcome to my channel where today we'll be talking about 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 4. What episode is this? Jesus. 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, honey. It's Season 4, it's Episode 7, Who's Crying Now? I'll start with the couple that's crying. It's Lisa and Usman. Us man. I'll tell you who's crying, it's us man. Having to watch this tomfoolery of a relationship. Baby love is not feeling the love from her baby, the younger man that she's dating from Nigeria. It's all going wrong at the Chalet of Love Suite. Because Lisa is obnoxious. I mean, she is a negative Nancy. She's a Debbie Downer. She's a lamenting Lisa. Everything is wrong and everything is his fault and she's upset. She's miserable all the time. Who wants to be with that? He's trying so hard. He must be looking at Michael and Angela and being like, how come I didn't luck out? So what happened is, Us is like, I'm gonna go say bye to my friend or whatever. And like the word bye, say goodbye, / escort him out is what his excuse is. And we don't know like what that means. Like, escort him home? Are you going to drive home to this person's house and make sure he gets in safe? Are you walking him out and then just talking 30 minutes of mad shit? Which is fine, I get it. But Lisa, honey, can't be left for 1 second alone. She was like,
I told you not to leave me alone while I'm in Nigeria.
you're not that fun to be around. If you want someone to be with you 24/7, you have to be a little more entertaining, honey. You have to have some charm. You have to have some gregarity. I mean, be a little jovial sometimes. Who wants to be around a snarling puss? But honey, like in this 45 minutes or whatever, how long that he's gone, like Lisa spouts like 5 inches of gray hair. Lisa in this time with Us MIA, like is gonna look like me at the end of this quarantine. Except instead of gray, it's like brown with a little gray. So he comes back, right? And they're just like, he has had it. He doesn't want to deal with her anymore. And he's just like putting his foot down and the foot is in some sort of like off-brand Birkenstock. And he's like, you are not a god. And she's stunned that he's like finally saying something. We have never seen Michael stand up to Angela this way. Like anytime Michael said anything to Angela, like the next morning he got her a cake. She's like,
Let's not be a drama queen.
which is rude and emasculating. He, you know, doubles down. So he's just like, I don't know what you think this life is going to be, but you are so insane and I don't want it. Like, I do not want it. I mean, like, no. What the hell do you think my life's gonna be? I'm gonna go to America and just get controlled by you every single second? Not worth it. Honey, I'll stick with this shower in a bucket. Lisa is left speechless and crying. And he has to really weigh like the opportunity to go to America versus his dignity. So he mulls it over by smoking some hookah indoors. What flavor do you think it is? I think it's alfacar double apple. I mean, in my dream, it's like a Starbuzz white peach, but... And honey, there's no tongs to be had for him to change the coals. He just uses his fingers. That's how hardcore he is. And then he tries to have an honest conversation with her. She like comes out and he's like talking to producers and she's like, just like sits down and he's like, I'm scared. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. You are impossible. You do not deserve me. You definitely didn't deserve that song. They like somehow come to some sort of bridge over their problems. And he's like, okay, can you smile for me? And she's like, oh my God. Okay, next couple is Rosemary and Ed. They made up in that avocado cafe and he brings her back to that Sheraton, the Manila Marriott, and we get a real cringeworthy scene. He's like, I want to treat you like a queen. So go take a shower, you dirty whore. She has to go take a shower and then he like calls up the room service and is like, I want your most expensive bottle of champagne. It sort of reminds me of when Stephanie and Erica ordered champagne and they were just like, we want the $100 bottle of champagne. I mean, here's the thing. The most expensive champagne would either be like a Dom Père or like a Cristal there. Like, you know, I wonder like maybe they have VC, but it shouldn't be their most expensive. I don't know what kind it is though. But I like to think they just like slapped a Dom label on some Corbel and like sent it up. Like that person won't know the difference, honey. Won't know. So then she comes out, right? She's clean. They like toast some champagne and you can tell that like no part of her wants to experience any intimacy. with him. He's like, I'm gonna give you a foot massage, which is always suspect. I've done some research on foot fetish people. One theory is that men who like feet a lot, like they get this part of them turned on from when they're really young, and they're like watching people's feet as they crawl around. And I know this sounds bad, but maybe like since Ed doesn't really make it height-wise to see people's like full faces sometimes. I mean, he doesn't even really make it to see their boobs sometimes, like height-wise, like maybe the feet are like where he can really direct his attention to, so they become ultra important. I mean, even this is like too much for her. Rosemary is just like, she's throwing back the champagne, and then he's like, can I kiss you? And she's like, here. He's like in the middle, and she's like, here. He says he just wants to make her feel his love. When the rain is blowing in your face. Honey, like Adele. And the whole world is on your case. I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. It's a beautiful song. As beautiful as Rosemary's Fern Gully Jungle Book-esque leg hair. I mean, it's branches and trees long. It is hanging vines. Honey, you can swing like a little monkey from place to place. It's long. It's like quarantine-esque long. Take Lisa's gray hairs, take Rosemary's legs, and you just have like Chris Farah in quarantine. Can you see that? Can you see? I haven't shaved. No, there's no need. I'm very flexible. Okay, so we're just gonna fast forward to the next morning, and Ed's like, hi, how are you? Are you awake? And she's just like, So the producers want to talk about sex. They're like, did you guys have sex last night? To her, and she's in the hallway, honey, away from him, and she's just like, no, we just talked, we just kissed, we could kiss and good night. Ha ha ha. No, don't even, please, dear God, bring it up. And then you like cut to Ed. We made love. It was great. She enjoyed it a lot. With her and the champagne, honey, it hit the spot. You know what I'm saying? I hit the spot. And then they make a deal, and the deal is this. If he shaves his face, she'll shave her legs. She doesn't like his beard, and he doesn't like her calf beard. And they're coming out of the hotel, and he's like, are you sure you like my face? You like my face, right? Without the beard, it's still okay? She's just like, it's neither here nor there. So now they're going to take like a 3-hour cab ride back to where she lives. He asks if there's AC in her home, and she's like, there's a fan. And he just, hasn't really thought about where his beloved is from. That's what's so interesting. Like, you love someone, like, when I mildly like someone, I like deep dive into every aspect of their life I can get online. Okay, am I proud of this? No, but like you best believe I am in those records, honey. I'm just like Law and Order, like Vincent D'Onofrio, just like psychoanalyzing every Facebook friend. I'm just saying I know someone's like whole backstory before I even will like have a second date with them. That's fine. He's supposed to be in love with her, and he like didn't even like Google map where she's from. Some pics, Google, just look at it. The real street view. You wouldn't street view. I mean, like, I'm not saying there even is probably like pictures of her street view, but there's like some Google images of the town that she's from. He's up and down her Facebook list. In the car, he's like, you think I'll be safe? Which is what you want every man to say. Do you think I'll be safe? I'm worried about my safety. I mean, no woman of heterosexual faith wants to be with a P. And I mean like punani and a person shaped like a P. So honey, they pull up to the thong shop / her home / her sister's business, everything. And her sister is stone faced, and he has to pretend he has like not met this person before, even though he's super upset because she asked for money or whatever. And like he doesn't know if Rosemary's involved. Hi, Maria. Nice to meet you, person I have never had contact with before. And Maria's just like, thanks for not giving me money, you rich American asshole. Look where you are. I bet he wished that he gave him money now, honey, for like some central AC. So he gets inside this house, and it's so cute it is so cute that the family is there. and they're giving them a surprise party. And everyone's like, surprise. Her son has ran up and welcomed them with open arms, and he's so cute, little prince, and calls Ed daddy, and it's adorable. He meets Rosemary's brother-in-law. That seems chill. Rosemary has a bunch of sisters. They probably drove that father crazy. What he had to deal with, honey. I bet they take care of him now, though. I mean, we've seen a little bit of the samples of frozen yogurt and stuff that they bring to him. There's chicken, there's fish, there's Ed. Of all the cooked meats there, Ed is the gamiest one. Honey, he's sweating like a Chris on a SoulCycle class, and I really miss my SoulCycle classes. He is dripping. He's dripping like Drake in a strip club, honey. He is like drip, drip, he's wet. That shirt is see-through with his sweat. The dad comes in, he's late. He's working at a piggy farm, honey. And he just went from one piggy farm to another. I'm going to go to hell. It's Easter, I better stop. Okay, so Ed's like, is it weird that I'm dating your daughter and I'm 1 year older than you? And the dad's like, what are your intentions? And Ed's like, just to get to know her, chill. I'd love to chill literally if there was some AC around. Okay, up next is Jeffrey and Varya. So Jeffrey and Varya are on the way to Siberia to hang out with Varya's mom. And they take a plane, honey, and it was very obvious that TLC didn't want to hire any cameramen to go with them, so they have their cell phone recordings, and they are only too happy to bring us into the bathroom to show us they bone in the bathroom, honey. Jeffrey's like, Mile High Club. I've just never seen the allure of bone in a bathroom. Airport bathrooms are disgusting and tiny, and they almost always smell, maybe unless you're one of the first people to get in there. When I was young, I used to love going into airplane bathrooms before I was a woman, because I would go and sneak one of those mattress style pads and put them on before I was a bleedin', and I just loved the idea of thinking I was much more mature than I was. And I feel like that's the fantasy that Jeffrey's living right now, because he's not told her of his past. So he's living in some delusional present that she's going to want to be with him when he says that he has been in prison for drugs before. After he made such a to-do that she talks to some dude from a dating website on Instagram. So when they're in the car on the way to Varya's mom's house, and Varya's mom did you bring a present? And here's my thing. All of my accents sound Arabic, okay? Did you bring a present? No. Did you bring a present? Kind of, right? And he's like, whoa. No one brings presents. Ed didn't bring a present to Rosemary's dad. No one brings presents anymore. And it's bring a present. Even when you watch The Bachelor, when they go to the hometown dates, you always have some flowers. So Jeffrey wants to get some flowers, and instead of, I don't know, stopping by a goddamn market and getting some flowers, he pulls over on the side of the road and then hops out and grabs some weeds. I mean, weeds. Wraps them up with the weed and tries to present them to Varya's mom with not nary an explanation or a joke, just here, aren't they lovely? Has the audacity to be aren't they great? And she's like, what schoolyard did you rampage? Siberia is interesting, and the town is real Eastern communist-y, with cedar block buildings and whole situations, a lot of gray involved, a lot of gray. But as cold and sterile and government owned as these buildings are, Varya's mom is a blast. She's kind of warm. She's very sturdy Siberian woman, but oh, so happy to see her daughter, and they hug, and she's already giving Jeffrey sass, and I'm here for it. She has the cutest little rolling pin. Varya's oh, what'd you cook for us? And Varya's mom's you mean, what are you gonna cook for me? You'll see in there, I laid out some stuff. And so they're making dumplings, little meat dumplings, right? And then she's trying to teach Jeffrey how to do it, and he's just and she's no, get in there, honey, get in there. So he's doing it. He rolls it pretty well. It's tack, tack, tack. And they just love the tacking. And then he he does a pretty good job. And then, Varya's mom is I don't want her to go to America. How do I know if she's going to be okay? It's easy to smile on Skype when things are terrible. It's easy to smile on Skype when things are terrible. Okay, let's move on to Darcy and Tom. I mean, can you believe how they have drawn out this story? I don't know what's worse, like their handling of the Darcy-Tom situation or Yolanda and Williams. Okay, so like this one meeting has taken so long. I feel like every time they like make like one step in their story to show us, they take 2 steps back. So like last episode, we had already gotten to the meeting and sang the first round, but like now we have to go back again and watch them get ready for the meeting and watch the same footage of Darcy rolling up with her suitcase. Like I get it. She's wearing gold hardware blazer, 100%. I know what's happening. She decided to bring her suitcases. She asks the nice lady if nice lady can hold the suitcases. Tom feels a certain way. Tom, you know, is just sitting there waiting. He has glasses on. How much more information do you want me to decipher from the same goddamn footage? So Darcy walks up, he smiles, her titties smile back. He's like, I'm nervous. She's like, it's just me. And these, of course. So he said that he was doing a promo in Canada. So that's why he came down here. Later on, he drops that he was at Fashion Week. I gotta look up, what is his job again? I like to think a promo he was shooting in Canada was for like Teamy Blend teas. So here's the thing, it's tense, right? It's tense because Darcy's a PI-ost from the fact that Tom has a girlfriend, hasn't said anything at all. And Tom is like trying to keep that secret and give away as little as possible and make it seem like he's trying to be civil. He's like, how was it? How was everything? She's like, well, I had my birthday trip. And he's like, yes, your birthday. And she's like, my birthday trip where you texted me. And he's like, oh, that was pretty shitty. I should have done more. She's like, well, you did say you were gonna video call me. And so I waited all day on my birthday. Just waited every day, all day, every moment, every breath. I didn't sleep. I haven't been sleeping because I've been waiting for you to reach out to me somehow, but it's okay. Then when she gets that out, honey, she like goes into this thing where she starts to like cry and she can't even look at him. She's like, I mean, she's not into his mumbo jumbo BS. She's sick of him making her look Dumbo. I hate myself. She's like, is there something you should tell me? He's like, what is it you want to hear? He is no goddamn saint because then he starts to gaslight her. He's being like, well, I do. I found someone during Fashion Week because we're both models. Skinny models. That's who we are. Me and my new girlfriend who loves me and treats me the way I should be loved and I want to be treated that you couldn't do. And then he has the audacity to say a couple of things. The first being like, he loves Darcy like a sister. We know who your sister is. I wish she was here right now because she's infinitely more entertaining than you, Tom. Like this woman and Darcy is who you love. Samesies? Samesies, wamesies? Has he boned his sister? Honey, the whole situation just like falls into a pit of hell at that point. He's like, you know what, Darcy, you talked about Jesse all the time and just we should, just go our separate ways. And by the way, try not to ruin the next relationship you're in. And she, honey, is like, check please. I'll pay for this asshole's coffee, honey, whatever it is, let me pay for it. I want to get the fuck out. And then Tom is like, did you put weight on? Darcy's like, what was that? What? 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 I didn't hear you, asshole. What? Anyone else hear that? I just want to know, like, if anyone heard what this man said. I didn't hear it, honey. What? And then he just sits there. Little wimp. Doesn't say anything. Won't repeat himself. Why? Because you lost some weight, Tom, so now you're the pudgy police? Come the Oh my God. I would just, if it was me, I don't even know, I would just like... I would take a goddamn knife and I'd be like, you're dead. She goes out, honey, she wheels her suitcases back to the hotel that she's gonna have like her quarantine time, her come down time, so she doesn't bring this energy back to her daughters and Stacy. Just to have Stacy be like, I told you fucking so. Oh my bloobity blah. I don't understand why this wasn't just a special. This should have been like a special that they gave us instead of like a couple for a whole season. Cause like now what are you gonna do? Okay, Stephanie and Erica. So I really hate them, you know, and I just feel like they're so goddamn fake. So they set up the conflict of like Stephanie's persona online versus who she's really, which is like on YouTube, she's a boob, and IRL, she's hell. Like Stephanie, by the way, like if you watch my cast controversies video, like you might know that Stephanie has like a super sexual online persona. Like if you're an advanced Patreon, she like gives you access to like a personal IG and like Snapchat account. And she like has boudoir photo shoots, which are just titty shots. Who knows what that she sends to like any person that'll give her money, okay? Which by the way is completely fine, but like this whole nunnery, this whole like Sister Mary Stephanie that we have to deal with. So they decide to go to this place that looks like the kind of place that you would have like little girl princess tea parties, but it's a place that they make boob molds, okay? With another couple that like had to sign off to be on this episode. It's like some rainbow party. Erica loves it. And Stephanie's like, I don't want to take off my shirt. I'm like, these are precious. These are mine. I don't know. Okay. Meanwhile, the teacher's like, apply your paw, which is like some plaster that they use their paws to apply to the boobs. I just hate this, okay? And then they'll like have a conversation where it's like, well, I really enjoyed something a little more special and intimate, you know? And like Erica's like, oh, I thought you'd enjoy this crazy ass thing because you're crazy and you are an ass. But this whole thing is so staged. I feel like the producers were just like, ooh, this is the most boring party I've ever been to. Then like later on that night, like Stephanie gives an Erica another gift and it's like some crown, treating her princess like a princess. It's just like, the way that Ed wants to treat Rosemary like a queen, and Rosemary is like, all you did is make me shave my legs, like that's how, and I had to have sex with you, like that's treating me like a queen. And Erica's like, you're gonna bring me to a restaurant and then yell at me? That's what your idea of treating me like royalty is? How did Meghan Markle do it, honey? Because Meghan Markle did it. Okay, so at this dinner, Stephanie's like, I would have really appreciated to go to like something a little different, and also can you delete that dating app on your phone that I saw? And Erica's like, well, I use it for, I can't do it, I'll show you an accent, like bloomin' onion. The app is Bumble, which like, what business stuff are you using on Bumble? Just, are you on LinkedIn? All right, so Yolanda and Williams, right? This is again like, oh my God. It's so obvious that Williams is, we're never gonna see him. He's not a real person. So they're doing everything possible to not have to like proceed with the story. So instead of her, I don't know, like leaving us alone, we now have to see Yolanda like have a conversation with her daughter, Kara, who then Kara like looks up Williams, whatever, phone number or some BS and like finds a website and it's like Nigerian or something. And so he's like, oh, is he Nigerian? And Yolanda's like, let me text him. Are you Nigerian, baby? And guess what? He doesn't reply. Can you believe that? So then she calls him and guess what? He doesn't answer. So then Yolanda is still like, blink, blink, I believe him. And her daughter's like, who raised you? Yolanda must have been the most gullible wife and mother her whole life. Like her husband's like, yeah, just going out with the boys for 4 days with a armored van and 3 guns to have fun. Meanwhile, he's like robbing every goddamn bank. And Yolanda's like, what? It was so surprising when he went to prison. Meanwhile, he'd already been there 3 goddamn times. I mean, okay, Yolanda, I like you, Yolanda, and I think you have very fun makeup and very fun statement earrings. You know, I get it. You would like do different things. It's like a cat eye. It's like eyeliner with like either black or fun colors, like, but you're not giving me more. And I like your accent, truly. I can't do it. We know this, but like, this is boring.
It's been 4 days. Like, I don't even know what app she's messaging Williams on, but it's like nothing being sent through. Like, he just like tried to block her or whatever. I feel like Williams tried to block her and that's what happened. So then she gets an email, oh my God, to her Gmail. That's like, Yolanda, I'm going to release the nude pics that you send to Williams or whatever, private pictures, if you don't like give me X amount of money. But I think that was just Williams being like, please leave me alone. And I also love, by the way, they showed this, like Gmail just reads all your emails. You know that, right? So they give you prompts. Like, so one prompt is like, okay, I will. Like if you want to just like click it and go, or like heard or copy or whatever.
I wish that Google would have like given a prompt like, this is Yolanda, comma, I know you're fake, parentheses, Yolanda, it's fake. Yolanda, Williams is a bad guy, please get it. Ugh, but Gmail knows all our secrets, and you best believe. Then there's Avery and Ash. Ash takes Avery to like some tropical northeast spot of Australia, which seems like a place he's taken many a girl before, and he even says like, I always tell couples to go somewhere away from everyone so you can get to know each other. You are following your own book. You are textbook, literally, the book that you wrote the text of. And they have a romantic picnic. Avery's just like, why are you so fake all the goddamn time? And he's like, because I don't want to scare you away. And she's like, who are you? What do you do and think? What do you think? Who are you? Who's underneath that? I don't know you. Who am I here with? There was absolutely no David, no Lana, no Anya, no David's hair, no David's unicycle. None of them were represented this episode. My God, I got through the whole episode. Can you believe it? Oh, what a trip to Australia. I'm so happy you guys are spending your quarantine time laughing and talking and hearing me ramble on about these dumbass people. But you know what? There is just like a levity that they bring. Look what simpler times there used to be.
When people could travel and be in close proximity to other people, you know? Be up in their feet and feeling them close enough to feel their body hair and seeing the sweat dripping off their faces.
If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification button. Like this video or dislike it. You do you, honey. Comment, I love you. If you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for lockdown, and I don't have to think of another word until we're done with this. So you can find my Facebook group, Vanity Farah, and we get down and dirty there. And other than that, your girl joined TikTok. She's been talking to the tick and ticking to the talk, honey. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art, okay? Bye.